Hey Spencer, you started off 4 of 8, and then you had a sequence when you're down 14-0 where you had a screen pass to Tyler, then you hit Amir Smith Marset, and then finally capped it with a touchdown. How pivotal was that sequence for not only that point of the game, but for you, because afterwards, from that sequence on, you really kind of took over the game.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a slow start. I think we all felt it. Obviously, I felt it. Missing some easy throws and just struggling to get into a rhythm. But I thought it started with the run game. Once we started able to, we were able to run the ball well. Like you mentioned, that one little series we started going, and the rest that offensively we were pretty good from there on. So yeah, just got to try and get into a rhythm faster and get it going.
The next question, Spencer, from Chad Leistico.
And then mute. There we go. Spencer, hopefully you can remember this play, but the 4th and 3 completion to Amir for 11 yards on your first touchdown drive. Can you kind of walk through maybe what was called there and what you saw? Because that was obviously a significant turning point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it really was a great job by Amir because he had an outbreaking route and the corner was sitting outside of him. He kind of, did a little backyard football move. He just kind of sat down in the hole and, thanks to the line, I was able to get him a ball that he could catch and go. And it was a big turning point. It was a big play. Really, I'll give the credit to him because that was really good on his part for making that play.
Answer the next question from Tom Kakert.
Hey, Spencer, when things weren't going well, I saw you go over this. You were on the sidelines talking to your wide receivers, going down the whole row, it seemed like. And what were you trying to communicate to them, and what were they communicating to you that maybe helped you guys get going?
Yeah, I was just telling them to stay with me. Obviously it can't be fun for them when I'm struggling. Just had to, make sure they stayed at high energy, kept the faith, and look, I mean, they made plays when we needed them, and we got a great rhythm going eventually. So, just reminding them that it's a 4-quarter game, and that we'll be all right. Just kind of gotta find the rhythm and go from there. So, yeah.
The next question, Spencer, from Scott Doctorman.
This had to be kind of the ultimate feel-good game in some ways for you in the passing offense. I mean, both your tight ends got their first career.
Thank you, Scott Dockerman.
You've got somebody just said something. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, both your tight ends scored touchdowns. Brandon Smith had the most catches out of anyone. Amir got a lot of touches. Does this just kind of feel, different, just kind of almost relaxing, like, okay, good. Everybody feels good about what happened today?
I think we'd all feel really good had the first quarter gone maybe a little different. But yeah, no, I think we spread the ball around pretty well. Yeah, it feels good to get a win. Anytime you can get a Big Ten win, it feels good. And I think we really, at least I feel like, after the slow start, we really, got to see what this offense can really do. And we just got to keep building on it. Big week next week, and starts with a great week of practice. So.
Well, they're not going to dick around. I mean, they're not going to.
2 more questions, Spence. We'll take from Chad Leistico.
All right, someone's got to mute Dolph there. Before it gets worse. Anybody say anything to you, Spencer, on the sideline when the offense was struggling, you were struggling early? Anyone say anything to you that was memorable or calmed you down, anything like that?
Coach O'Keefe does a great job. Really just saying like, hey, just keep trusting what you see. Get these guys the ball, and it's just a matter of time, and they kept their confidence in me, and we ended up doing pretty well. So, Coach O'Keefe does a great job of that, weekly. Whenever there's a low point, he does a great job of making sure our focus is where it needs to be.
Final question, Spencer, from Jeff Johnson.
Yeah, Spencer, how important when you look back at it, the defense gave you guys really good field position there consistently in the second quarter. How much did that help, the offense and getting on track and, going from there, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Coach Ferentz talks about it all the time, but, when we're at our best, we're playing complementary football, team football. And the defense did a great job, gave us good field position. And like you said, it kind of got things going. And, I'll give credit to our defense. Like they had a great game, and we kind of feed off each other's energy. And that was a huge, huge turning point in the game.
Yeah, Sam, I'm sure it feels good to get your first touchdown. What was that play call, and what did you see on that route?
That was Athens that we ran, and it was cover one, and I ran right up the seam, and Spence got me a great ball, and the closest person to tackling me was actually Sean. He was right there to celebrate with, so that was awesome. It was a great feeling.
What did that sequence mean at that point in the game? Because Amir had just caught a fourth down pass right before that. You guys had kind of been struggling. What did that mean for the game, and then also for Spencer, who's kind of been up and down this year?
Yeah, it was huge. The fourth down conversions are always huge, especially when we're about to, we're getting into the red zone area. Those are huge conversions for us, especially on third and fourth down. And then, going down 14-0, that's never a great start. We were spinning our wheels. We weren't getting anything going, and that first touchdown to really jumpstart us was huge. And from there, we just took off.
The next question, Sam, from Tom Kakert.
Hey, Sam. How did it feel to see Sean get a touchdown too?
I mean, we feed off each other. Me and Sean, we always have each other's backs, and it's awesome. It was a great feeling when I scored, and I think it was even more cool to see him score. He's worked his butt off for several years now, and he's been a great mentor for me, and he's always helping me out and stuff. So it was awesome to see him score, and I'm so proud of him, and I'm happy for him.
The next question, Sam, from Scott Doctorman.
Did this game have any special meaning for you? You're from this state. They didn't recruit you, and here you are being able to, put one on them.
It did a little bit. There was an extra incentive. Getting to play during this crisis and stuff, it's awesome. Every week, you can't take it for granted, a practice or a game. But coming to Memorial Stadium and, taking it to them, that was a great feeling for me. And I enjoyed that a lot.
The next question from Chad Leistico.
Hey, Sam. One thing I picked up on with the press box windows open was you guys were yelling a lot, offense and defense. Did you guys feed off each other's energy and feel like that helped the comeback?
It always does. When we're playing complementary football, offense, defense, special teams, we're all feeding off each other. If we go 3 and out and Torrey Taylor puts one down inside the 5, we're gonna be hooting and hollering. If we play complementary football and we're always hyped up on the sideline and getting each other going, it's going to be a good game for the Hawkeyes.
Tyler, congrats on the win. When you got recruited to Iowa, could you imagine running 5 straight plays out of the Wildcat in 2-possession game in a Big Ten game?
No, not really. I ran into high school, but coming here to college, I just thought it would just be straight not formation, running it downhill, not taking the snap from the center. But this offense has evolved, and Coach Brian has been doing an excellent job putting in new plays and making ways for us to be effective in offense.
The next question, Tyler, from Scott Doctorman.
Yeah, this had to be a tough going the first quarter or so, and then you guys really stuck with it. And then in the third quarter, it really came together for you in the running game. What was there a message? Was it subliminal? I mean, how did you guys feel mentally about sticking with the running game, even though it hadn't worked for the first couple of series?
Oh yes, we're always gonna stick with the running game, no matter what happens, because eventually we'll end up breaking. That's our will going into every game, knowing that we'll dominate the run, even if it's not in the first half or if it doesn't work for us in the second half. We're going to run the ball. We're going to find a way to make adjustments for us to be successful in the run game.
The next question, Tyler, from Grant Becker.
Tyler, what do you like about running plays out of the when you're taking those snaps and you've got the guys to the side of you? What do you like about that, and what's different about that instead of getting a handoff from Petrus there?
What I like about it is just confuses the defense. We line up in that Wildcat formation, and you see the defense just talking, and they're confused and they don't know where to line up. So that's really what I like about it, because it gets the defense off balance, and they don't know who's getting the ball. It could be either me, Ivo, Makai, Amir. Just doesn't matter. It's just coach. Like I said, Coach Ferentz is just doing a great job of finding ways to get the ball in playmakers' hands.
The next question, Tyler, from Chad Leistico.
The next step is to throw the ball. Can you do that out of that package?
Yeah, I can. We'll see later down the road what happens if
Okay.
they allow me to throw the ball, but that's their decision. So we'll see.
Sure. What can you just walk me through what you're looking at when you're getting the direct snap and what you're kind of deciding to do there?
Yes. I'm mainly reading the defense end. If they give us a backer outside, the tight end will give me a cancel call, and I'll read the linebacker. But that's pretty much it. Maybe forward we might progress in me reading the linebacker and stuff as we talked about it in practice and watching film. But we'll see as we get down the road.
And then last thing, I'm sorry, was the reverse to Amir, was that a total call or was that something you read at the line? I assume it was a call.
Yes, it's a call. It's just basically a stretch play to the left and reverse back to the right and have a couple guys in front of Amir for him to get loose. And my job is just to literally just clean up the backside, and that's what I did, and Amir got free.
Tyler, the last question for you tonight from Tom Kakert.
Tyler, when things weren't going well there in the first quarter, I saw Spencer down there talking to all of you guys on the offense, kind of trying to pick your brains, maybe, I don't know, get you guys hyped. What did he say to you guys to kind of keep you guys engaged because things weren't going that well at that point?
Yeah, Spencer's just being the leader on the sideline. He's telling us to watch your body language, keep your spirits up, and keep your head in the game because we still got a whole game left that early in the game. So he was just uplifting us and telling us to keep our heads in the game because we know it's going to be a game that's going to last the full 60, and we just got to have that mentality.
Hey, Tyler, how does this feel good for you to see what Spencer can do and came through in a big way for him? Just kind of, it's been a challenging year for him.
Yeah, I'm proud of Spencer. He's put a lot of work in, and to finally see a few touchdown passes thrown to the tight ends is nice to see. That's a guy that's in the meeting room working his butt off, on the practice field working his butt off, and to see a few touchdown passes is nice.
The next question, Tyler, from Chad Leistico.
It's getting loud up here. You guys had 45 rushing yards at halftime. I'm sure that did not sit well with you guys.
Yeah, it was for sure a slow start, but it's a 4-quarter game. We knew we had to pick it up. In that second quarter, we kind of building some confidence going into the half. Then third and fourth quarter, we just took off.
Next question from Tom Kakert.
Tyler, could you see Spencer's confidence start to really grow during the game after that first quarter, and how did you see that growth?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone, we started off slow in the first quarter. I wouldn't just say that's Spencer's fault. That's the whole offensive group. And as things got rolling, his confidence grew, obviously, and that's going to happen to any quarterback. As things get rolling, they start building the confidence and start hitting those throws, and that's what we saw tonight from Spence.
The next question from Jeff Johnson.
Yeah, Tyler, what do you prefer, this blocking out of the regular offense or the Wildcat?
Anything that can get us yards, I'll do anything. Both were rolling tonight in that second half, so whatever's working, I'll be fine with.
Next question from David Eichelt.
Yeah, Tyler, congrats on the win. A couple years ago when you got recruited to Iowa, could you imagine running 5 straight plays out of the Wildcat in a fourth quarter of a Big Ten game? And secondly, how has that kind of helped open up your offense throughout the season?
Yeah, that's definitely a nice little package that we have to gain some yardage. I mean, to be honest, I don't even know if I knew what Wildcat was until I got moved to the offensive side. But, it's a nice little package we have going. We got quite a bit of yards on it there in the fourth quarter. And yeah.
The next question, Tyler, from Scott Docterman.
You look at this game, it's almost kind of like a microcosm of your season. I mean, you're down 14-0, just like you were down 0-2, and here you are, you've won 5 straight. I mean, what's this feel like to go from where you were, kind of struggling early in the season, and then now here you are pretty much rolling and playing really good football?
Yeah, it feels really good. It shows you a lot about our team. We're gonna push through stuff. We've been through a lot this season. In the off season, we're not gonna quit. We're gonna keep pushing through it and give it our all. And that's what you saw tonight.
Hey, it may seem like a silly first question, Chauncey, but your coach says you guys really like each other, and That kind of seemed to play to fruition today. When you got down, it didn't seem like you got down on your spirits.
Yeah, you can't just you can't let the scoreboard dictate how y'all going to act on the sideline. You know, like it was only the first quarter. We're like, okay, like they got out to a faster start than we did, but we're not going to let that kill our energy or anything because there's no fans. So when big stuff do happen, we got to create our own energy. And us being brothers, that just helped that relationship that we have off the field just helps us create that energy even easier. So.
The next question, Chauncey, from Jeff Johnson.
Yeah, Chauncey, they got up 14-0, and then you guys defensively just seemed to kind of take over and got your offense great field position. What kind of changed there after they got that lead?
What kind of changed? Nothing changed. We just we just felt like we wasn't playing our best. So we just settled down and we just came out and played Iowa defense like we're known for. So nothing really changed. We just did the things better.
The next question, Chauncey, from Mark.
Yeah, Chauncey, what was the key to stopping Peters? He had a good first quarter, and then you guys really seemed to contain him very well.
Just executing the game plan. That's all it was. They did some things in their first two touchdowns, but after that, we just I don't know, honestly. Like I really can't answer that. The tape just speaks for itself.
The next question for Chauncey from Scott Docterman.
You know, Chauncey, you've played with several NFL defensive linemen over your 5 years at Iowa. Davion just seems to be a different athlete in some ways, just almost freakish in some of the things he does. Have you ever? What do you think of him as the player, and how is he a freak when it comes to athleticism?
Yeah, come on now. He's 305 and he's moving like that. Like you don't. That's not just something that you see. So, like you see, we all seen that interception. Like how many times have you seen a 300-pounder take it 72 yards? Like it's not really much that I have to say. Like he's been putting out good film and he's really letting the film speak for itself.
Chauncey, the next question from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Chauncey, your defense always seems to find a way to get things done, no matter how it starts. I mean, where does that confidence come from that you guys are always going to find a way?
Oh, that's something that we practice. That's in practice. Like if it's a dead practice from the jump, like it's on our seniors and the older guys to bring that energy. And we had a slow start today, so it's just something that like we know that like throughout a long season, some days aren't as good as others, and some starts to a game aren't as good as others. So you just got to flush what's behind you and just keep good energy and keep going.
Davion, how did you guys turn this game around defensively, and what did you guys do? What did Coach Parker make as far as adjustments?
We really didn't have any adjustments. You know, we just came together as a team and told ourselves that it's up to us to make a stand and to make a difference in this game, and that's what we decided to do. You know, we can either fold or we can fight, and we're going to constantly continue to fight.
Davion, the next question from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Davion, specifically with their running game, they had like 53 yards in the first quarter, and then you guys really shut that down. What did you do up the middle there?
We just got better at the basics, at the fundamentals. Our fundamental football, and just playing the Iowa way. Beforehand, we were out there just running around trying to make plays, but when we play together and come together as a defense and actually play the Iowa way, we're unstoppable.
Davion, the next question from Scott Docterman.
All right, sorry, the mute button was stuck. I wanted to ask you about playing. Did you have to go up against 53 very often? And if so, what was that matchup like for you? Because he's a pretty good player as well.
No, I didn't go against him. I went against 52 in the centers. I believe it's 65.
Okay. When you look at the way you've performed game after game after game, you're really, putting up a lot of numbers, especially behind the line of scrimmage. What is it about you that you think has enabled you to do that?
Just my love and passion for the game. I don't like losing. I hate losing. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves. And when you have that drive and that love for the game to never lose, you can't be stopped.
The next question, Davion, from David Eichelt.
Davion, congrats on the win. Prior to the season, I think it was Kelvin Bell said the biggest thing he wants to see out of you is be a good teammate heading into the season. Not only that, it really seems like you've emerged as maybe the leader of the defense. With that being said, what's the season sort of been like for you, and what's the biggest lesson that you've learned through 7 games this year?
That's a good question. I guess the biggest lesson that I've learned, I would have to say is that, you can't do everything on your own. Coming off that Michigan State game, I had a lot of people texting me and calling me saying that was a great team win. It was great team defense, and it felt good because, as much as I want to go out there and try to make every play on the field I can, I got to be able to do my assignment to let other people make plays as well. You got to kind of share the wealth and share the love. And I guess that's out of these 7 games, that's one of the biggest things that I learned is that I can't do it all by myself, and I need my team to have my back, and they do.
Davion, the next question from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Davion, it seems like your defense always responds when you need to. Where does that come from? Where does that confidence come from that you guys are always going to find a way to get this win?
It starts up front. Our coaches run down the sideline and they're telling us that, we bring the energy and the juice to the defense, and it travels from our defense to our offense and to our special teams. So when our D line is humming, then the rest of our defense is going to hum as well.
The next question from Scott Docterman.
What was it like for you guys to be able to watch the offense kind of take off in the second quarter, especially your quarterback who has kind of had, a tough season up to this point, and then he had by far his best performance. Were you guys pretty excited for him as well?
We're always excited for our offenses. Every time they touch the field, we're expecting to put points on the board. So we go out there, and even when we're down, we're going to cheer them on no matter what. We're going to keep boosting them up and trying to help them, get that energy and that push that they need to, keep doing well.
Do you think you're going to run the ball?
Spencer, by the way, we're very proud of him.
Do you think you're going to have a chance to run the football anytime soon?
I highly doubt it.